Good evening, everyone. This is Gil at Camp Patton Family Compound. Welcome to the show tonight. With me, I have Tammy at Rebel Canners and Mark at Chef Tech. And yes, it is Monday Night Fireside Chat time. And tonight's topic is what that means. Well, we're going to explain it to you here. How's everybody doing out there? Well, let's see who all we got in here. Well, first one in was Phelan Clan Wolf, then Crew 1351, then CB at Hugo Homestead, then Diana on both sides. And they're making fun of Phelan because he got fat fingers trying to type people's names in and made mistakes. See, and of course, Mark's in on your side. And let's see, going down here. And Shady Hill Homestead is in the house. And CB says hi.
Hello.
All right. And let me get some water here, man. Before we go any further, this is gonna be interesting. Let me go ahead and get rid of that. Got rid of that. Drop that down, and bring this thing here up. So Sunday, I had both canners going full of cowboy beans. And this is the results. I got 5 quarts in each one. However, 2 of them were the new style Kerr lids, which is exactly the same thing as the ball lid, just different paint job on it, same manufacturer. 1 failed, so I put a rubber cap on it and put it in the refrigerator. Pulled it out for the picture. The new Kerr lid, you touch it, it's like, I'm afraid it's going to come ping right off. The others, as I was pulling them out, were going thunk, not a ping, a big old deep thunk as it. These are from 1972, and I put them in hot water for a while beforehand. And
after there does come a point where that whatever rubber product they use in the sealing area deteriorates with time, and no hot water bath in the world is going to bring it back.
No, but see, these old ones, you had to put it in hot water to soften the rubber because it was thick, hard rubber.
Right.
This crap that DuPont is getting from China and selling to Kerr and Ball to put on their lids. But anyways, yeah.
There is another brand of lid. I think Tammy knows the name really well, Gil.
I have a bunch of those,
they're quite superb.
I'm using these up before they go too bad.
You didn't get yelled at.
Yeah,
Couldn't hear you, Tammy, because your signal went blah.
Oh. I said those other lids, I find the success rate is quite superb.
Yeah. Yes. And yes, that is the brand. It is superb. Excellent lids and stuff. But see, I got these, like I said, these are from 1972, and I have over 1,500 of them to use. So I'm still buying Superb for down the road, but right now I'm using the other ones as much as I can. And so far, since I first did the first batch of cowboy beans with you, Tammy, was 2.5 years ago. I've still had zero failure with these old Kerr lids because they were so well made back then. They were designed to withstand the apocalypse.
Yes.
So
yes, they were.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get. I can go ahead and remove that and bring us back here. There we go. So, Ryan the Gamer.
Speaking of the apocalypse. Hi, Ryan. Speaking of the apocalypse, I had a friend message me today. I said, speaking of the apocalypse, I had a friend message me today. You guys will all laugh like I did. She messaged me because we're going to get another winter storm come through. She goes, "Are you prepared for a power outage?"
Like, I live with no power. Anyway, yeah.
I'm like, how would I notice? I don't have electric now. Like,
Yeah.
how am I
Power go out? I don't know. My
I go
Jackery's
look out
still
the
running.
window and see I look out the window and see the neighbors don't have lights. I'm prepared for that. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, So Ryan the Gamer, who we haven't seen for he's come on my morning live streams while I'm editing the book. He's been in there, but the nighttime, and so he's here. And
we got some squirrely internet tonight. You're freezing up more than normal. Tammy's all splotchy and sort of freezing up and going in and out. I don't even know what I sound like at this point. I'm waiting for my internet to go out.
You're sounding good so far, but you end with a little ting. But
that's probably the microphone in the computer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. While you're talking, you sound great.
I'll be right back. I'll go get my headphones. Ooh.
Okay. All right. So, canning bases. If you don't know what I'm talking about and what we're going to be talking about, it's like you can something and you can use it for this meal, you can use it for that meal, you can use it for this meal, you can use it for that meal. It's a starting point, a base point that you can use for a lot of meals. Example, pasta sauce. You can use it on top of spaghetti. You can use it in you making lasagna. You can use it for a bunch of different things around for everything else. And you can, use it for a lot of things. You can even just use it plain and simple to make sloppy joes.
She's in that box.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
No, come on. You can't do that. No, it can't be like that.
All righty. So,
I have a chicken base that I can. Sorry, I had a friend here. My chicken base can either be chicken noodle soup, chicken and rice, chicken pot pie. It's basically the base for every one of my chicken dishes. It can be a chicken casserole. It can be so many different things. So instead of when I try not to can myself into a box where I can only make one product from that jar. I really like to have bases on my shelf.
Yeah. Well,
how do I sound now?
Still, actually, you're not as loud now.
That's because I have headphones on.
But you don't have that. All right. When you say when you said your last word before, and just as the halo around your avatar starts to go down, you'd do this little ting type thing.
Oh, well, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't matter either way. It wasn't interfering with your talking at all.
These keep my ears warm out in the garage here, so I'll wear these. Chilly out here.
I got the yak sweater on. I'm warm.
One of the things that's interesting and really drives some people crazy. I don't know why it drives them crazy. It's maybe I don't know. It's like telling them, "Oh yeah, I like having a purple cow," and they go, "What's a purple cow?" A grape juice float, vanilla ice cream in it, And they go, "Ooh, don't knock it till you try it." And a couple of them try to go, "Okay, yeah, you're right. It was good."
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, so on your side, ding.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So one of the things I've done with baked beans in the past, and I've done it with some of the excess cowboy beans I've done, mashed potatoes, a little bunch of butter in it, and then right on top of it goes the cowboy beans. People go, I go, hey, it is so good. It's like comfort. It's like having mashed potato, taking some biscuits, plopping some mashed potatoes on, and then smothering it with a sausage gravy.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean those you can almost pick up and just eat it as a sandwich or like a pastry.
But bean pastry.
No, this is different. This is different. This is just be more like a bean, spoon it in, shovel it in, let's go. mashed potatoes and beans. And Aiden here just got in here. But
Like,
yeah,
like the old John Wayne movies where like the old John Wayne movie where he took the biscuit and wiped up the beans that were left on his plate. And
yeah. No one realizes this. That's, everybody talks. That's one of my favorite cowboy movies. My Name is Nobody with Henry Fonda and Terrence Hill. And people do these videos. Did you know about this? And they point all the little intricate things out of it about how they tribute to different things. Like in the one cemetery scene, the names on the headstones are famous Western directors.
Nice.
oh,
Yeah.
It's like an American version of Monty Python.
Yeah. But in the one where he's Terrence Hill, nobody, is in the cantina eating the big the skillet of beans and stuff shoveled in, then grabs a tortilla and he wipes the plate with the tortilla.
yeah.
Eats it and throws the skillet into the kitchen. There, you don't gotta wash it. I cleaned it. Was an ode to John Wayne's cleaning up pans and stuff before with the biscuits and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So are your cowboy beans a base ingredient, or they're just a meal? You just add other things to it.
They're a meal. I can add anything to it. I can serve them on top of steak. I can serve them on biscuits. I can serve them on mashed potatoes.
So it's a side dish, basically.
It's either a side dish or a main dish.
Or a main dish, yeah. There's not really an ingredient in that respect. I'm just saying meal bases. Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't get on early enough to talk about what we're talking about. So
yeah,
I'm just trying to guess what meal bases like. Base items to you grab a bunch of different ingredients off the shelf and mix them together. You got soup, stew, whatever.
Yeah, like Tammy does her chicken one.
Yeah, with potatoes.
Now tonight for dinner we took my bistro French onion soup. We put it in noodles with some sour cream and cheese and baked it in the oven and had a French onion noodle casserole. Oh my gosh, it was so delicious.
That sounds good.
It was
really good.
Really, really good.
On toast. Right. Yeah.
No, he was talking about that was in there from a little bit before, but yeah, he's talking about the other stuff.
Yeah, like Tammy does her French onion soup. I do mine. I mean, I'll make like 40 quarts of the stuff because when if I'm doing it, I'll go big, and but that becomes I think I've eaten the French onion soup as French onion soup once. It goes in the pot roast. It goes in pretty much anything my wife's cooking that requires beef and onions and that type of flavor. She just takes a jar. I go down there like 6 months later. I'm like, we're almost out of French onion soup. Oh yeah, I've been using it. You didn't notice? It's like, no, your food's good, but I didn't notice because I don't go downstairs and do inventory, which is coming soon.
Boy, didn't you just do an inventory yesterday?
Mm-hmm. And I got more to do because that was all the freeze-dried stuff in tubs, not the stuff in half gallons, quarts, pints, half pints. All the other stuff I freeze dry, like eggs, peppers, onions, those are base ingredients for me.
Yeah.
And soups. I freeze dry soup, put it in a pint jar, give it to the wife. She takes it to work, goes to the coffee maker, pours in hot water, lets it sit for 2 minutes. She's got whatever soup that she made a year ago or 2 years ago. And she's like, oh my God, it's so good. I'm like, well, yeah, you made it. I just took the water out of it.
Yeah, it's like I look at what my wife uses that's dry ingredients. Like, I mean, she buys the packets of French onion soup. She buys the packets of all these different things and stuff and adds it to all these different dishes. And it's like, okay, we're paying so much for some of these things. And so when one of these times when she's up here and she's up to it, I'm going to be tagging you, Mark, to help us make several gallons, gallons of.
So here's how I do it. I don't use a giant pot. No, I do it in small batches in my cast iron Dutch oven, the big one. I'll throw in, 3 pounds of onions, because too many of them, they boil, they don't brown. So I
Right.
get that Dutch oven screaming hot, throwing a little bit of olive oil, and every batch is the same. Have everything all lined up. A couple tablespoons or teaspoons, whatever, of olive oil. Throw the onions in there. Dump the thyme in. Little salt and pepper, and then actually not even salt and pepper. I leave that out. That goes in my broth, and so I do that in a small batch. And when they come out, I know how many onions were in there, and I'll split that into either the 3, 4, or 5 quart jars. And even amounts, I'll actually throw them on a scale to make sure they stay pretty even. And then the beef broth I use is my beef broth, which I probably made the year before, and that's all in jars. It's all just bone broth. And as soon as they're done, I throw the bone broth in the pot and heat that up, and I just top them all off, cap them, throw them in a canner. So they all taste the same. They're all the same, but you're not going to make French onion soup in this giant 50-quart pot.
Okay.
Oh,
You're going to
yes, I
get
am.
different amounts. Well, you will. I get different amounts of onions in each jar then. I like to have it nice and consistent. My jar is like 2/3 full of onions.
Okay, 2 roasters, 1 turkey roaster has all of the onions. We used a 3-pound bag of sweet onions and a 4 or 5-pound bag of white or they're not the sweet onions. They're just the
Spanish
regular yellow
Spanish onions.
Spanish
Yeah.
onions. So 7 pounds of onions, and we started out with 2 sticks of butter overnight in the roaster. Stir it when you walk by so that they all brown evenly.
Right.
Okay, caramelize the onions. In the other roaster goes your beef broth, your spices, and we used half a bottle of Chardonnay and half a bottle of Riesling because we did it with white wine. It boils out,
Right.
so there is no
Oh, yeah.
alcohol in it. There's
No,
no
never.
alcohol, but it does have a little bit it adds a flavor to it. You could use cooking wine if you wanted to.
I
We
use the
boiled
classic
that.
dry sherry for mine. Yeah.
Yes. We boiled that overnight. We added the thyme and the other spices, and I did
Yeah.
not do
Oh,
a
no,
video
I'm
on
not
it.
saying I got the only way, but you'll do it with
But
7
two
pounds of
roasters.
onions. I do it with 50 pounds of onions. I don't have that many crock pots or electrical capacity in my house to do 10 8-quart crock pots going at the same time. So
Well,
I go
we had
big.
the 2
Yeah.
turkey roasters, and we just did the beef broth in
Yeah.
one because we made the beef broth. We didn't have it canned already. We had to make it.
Yeah. And you
So
don't
we
have
did
to,
beef
and you don't
broth.
have to make, you can make 4 quarts. You don't have to make much. You can make French onion
Yeah.
soup for dinner, whatever's left, throw it in a couple jars and throw it in a canner. Just have a
Yeah.
couple other things ready to go at the same time. But that's a basic ingredient in my house. And Uncle Richard takes them all the time. He does the same thing. He throws it in the crock pot, browns a roast beef and drops it in there and adds a couple other things to it, covers it up, lets it go. He gets pot roast out of it. And that's my wife's favorite because then I don't, I kind of ruined my parents a long time ago. Made a French onion soup, but I used that. It was all the onions and the beef, and we roasted everything together. And when it came out, I didn't have to thicken it with flour. I took the stick blender. There were so many onions, and I whipped them up. Oh, it was the best onion gravy around. Yeah, I'm glad they stayed in our room that night because, yeah, it was a fest.
Because one of the other things my wife uses besides adding the packet of the French onion soup to the meatloaf and so the other dishes she makes is she makes a lot of things using the cream of the cheddar cheese soup and the cream of chicken soup and mixes for doing stuff. She makes a killer casserole called chili beef casserole. Oh man! Problem is when she makes it, she'll make a big casserole of it, and the 3 boys, me and my 2 sons, are walking around going, "Oh, I can't believe I ate the whole thing."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a lot of those things that she buys so much of, and back a few years ago when it was 39 cents a can for the soup, it wasn't a big deal.
Right.
But now when it's $1.99 a can,
yeah, figure out how to
Yeah,
make
but
your
have
own
you-
and can it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to because have you seen the soup aisle is shrunk?
Oh yeah, it has
It's
because
not
there's
even-
reasons. Yeah.
It's not even half as big as it was a year ago. It's not even half as
Yeah.
big as it was 3 months ago. It's soup season. It should be huge. And it is
Yeah.
tiny, tiny, tiny.
Yeah, well, I think
And-
there's reasons with Campbell's and stuff they found out, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on out there right now.
Yeah.
But I can't even.
But,
I
I mean-
couldn't even get Progresso in the French onion. I could not
Ooh.
get
Really?
French onion soup. That's why I made it. Like I could not get Great Value. I could not get Progresso. I couldn't
Right.
get Campbell's.
I mean, I did
So-
as a base ingredient. I diced up. I'm cubed up. Crap. I think I might. Probably gone by now. But in 2017 or 18, when I first started, I was canning everything I could because I know how to can. And I did. It was a bunch of I-round. I just cut it in chunks, packed it in jars, add a little bit of beef broth or water to it, and canned it. That was great. But my wife's like, she's like, hey, I want to make stew. Can you grab a couple of your jars of stuff? I was like, yeah, I can. Don't dump them in when everything else is cooking because it's already cooked. And she realized that. She dumped one jar in, and when she stirred it, they started to fall apart really bad because it's cooked. It's like pot roast, and I shredded out. And so she's like, okay, so grab another jar. She got everything in the stew done, all the flavors. She knew what the meat tastes like, and right at the end, she just dumped them in and just gave it a gentle stir. So I mean, the meat was super tender, but that was a base ingredient along with beef broth, and I had canned green beans and stuff like that. She just added a bunch of stuff together. We made beef stew out of almost exclusively base ingredients I had on the shelf.
Yeah. So Kelly's on your side there. She says, so the cake and brownie mix is what's missing in Florida. She goes, it must be being
Yeah,
held
no,
hostage somewhere.
I have them at my store. That's what replaced, I think, the soup mixes at my store. So
That's what they did. They shipped them to the wrong stores.
Yeah.
Because, like, all of a sudden, and I love Dolly Parton. She's wonderful. But all of a sudden, there's like 47 different flavors of Dolly Parton cake mixes on the shelf at my store.
It's like,
Like,
okay,
I
where'd the
didn't know
soup
they
go?
made that many different cakes. Yeah. But there's no soup, but there's cake mixes, like, out the door.
Well, maybe they did a recall on
some.
some of the soup before it hit the market. They knew something was wrong with it, so they said, yeah, nope, can't send it out there.
Yeah.
There'd be issues.
I just had a conspiracy theory thought here on that, on this, the supply chain computer where everybody sends the orders into had a glitch, and it shipped everything to the wrong stores.
Yeah.
They were just swapped out UPC codes, so they ordered 30 cases of French onion soup from Progresso, and then they got 30 cases of some kind of a cake mix.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's,
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, making bases and stuff, I can just imagine how many bases you could stock your pantry with.
no.
Well,
Cat or dog.
Like I said, it's not really a lot of bases. It's what you can do with an individual item, like tomatoes.
Yeah.
I usually can them whole, or cut them into chunks and just throw them in and can them that way. I then have, because I got a used blender that has the same thread pitch as the ball jars. So you don't do it hot. You don't want to put a hot jar and put the cap on there and seal it tight because you'll blow it up. But no, I'll take the lid off. And if we want like a tomato saucy stuff in one of our chicken dishes, I just bring the blender up, and I haven't used it as a blender ever. All I need is the base, the blade, and the gasket.
Yeah.
Screw it on a jar, put it on the blender, pulse it a bunch of times. You want super fine, you want puree, you want diced, chunked, just chopped a little bit, and we dump it in whatever we're making. And so I use tomatoes for a lot of things, but who just eats just tomatoes? I mean, I like stewed tomatoes in a bowl with a little salt and pepper and a cracker, but that's me. But it's tomatoes are a base ingredient for so many things, which is why I have so many tomatoes on the shelf. I had no issues with that.
Yeah. My wife's favorite thing for tomatoes, she likes the diced tomatoes. She gets the salt-free ones, and she's been using those for years. And then she got hold of some by accident from Winco. It was right next to there was the diced tomatoes, and right next to it was diced tomatoes with
basil
with jalapeno in it.
Oh, oops!
It's a little spice, just a little spicier. And so I told her, I'm going out here to get some to bring to you. What do you want? She goes, get the ones with the jalapeno, the jalapeno spicy ones that are right next to the regular ones at Winco. Because my Winco is closer than her Winco is to her. So, so I took some down. And so, it's like, now she's using that in all the different meals and stuff. And she still has the regular diced tomatoes for stuff she wants a little bit plainer and softer.
Yeah. So grow a whole bunch of tomatoes and can them up whole. And you can dice them, chunk them, do whatever she wants in them. And they're your tomatoes. There's nothing sprayed on them. What was in the dirt. And not the stuff you buy in the store, which now I walk through a store, it's like, I don't even want to buy anything anymore half the time. Walk down the aisles, it's like, no.
Well, that's what we talked about on Friday was the home grocery store. Doing the stuff, making your own grocery store in your house.
Yeah. I mean, it's the ingredients they put in to keep it in a can to make it taste good, whatever. And, you got 5 ingredients on a can of tomatoes. It's like, why can't they just use tomatoes? Okay, you got to throw the citric acid in there as long as it's a natural citric acid, but they don't tell you where that comes from either.
And it comes from the black mold.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like, why? Tomatoes are acidic. Why do you need to add more citric acid to it?
Exactly. I've never added any citric acid. Water bath time, Tim. What's water bath time on tomatoes for quarts? Like 20 minutes or something? I mean, I just let them go for an extra 5 minutes. Yeah, I just let them go for it doesn't matter. As long as you hit 20 minutes, you're okay. If you go 25 minutes, you're not hurting anything. I'm just making sure they're hot through and through, and anything that might have gotten in there is either in stasis or dead. Oh, she bailed out again. Cat.
Cat or that didn't look like cat. That looked like
it was Wi-Fi. Yep.
Yeah. The Ooh, excellent homemade V8 juice.
Oh yeah. Oh, I made Bloody Mary mix. I was going to make tomato sauce. I'm like, I am not going to sit here and slave over this giant pot for 20 hours and not burn it and scorch it. So it got to a consistency. I brought some out to my wife, put a little salt in there. I was like, taste this. What do you think? She's like, tastes like hot tomato juice. I was like, good. I'm making Bloody Mary mix. It took us about an hour or two to come up with the formula she liked. And I made the whole pot. So I got like 18 quarts of Bloody Mary mix now. That's a base ingredient, not just for mixing with vodka. Yeah. I'll make Bloody Mary chicken. I'll grab a jar of that stuff, saute or brown I brown the chicken, boneless, skinless chicken thighs in a pan. And I add a little bit of Merlot to it. They turn purple. It's kind of cute. And then I'll dump in a jar of Bloody Mary mix. And then I'll dump in a jar of tomatoes. And then I throw in, they have onions and stuff in there too. And nice, spicy, tangy Bloody Mary chicken. Good stuff. That tastes better than the crap you buy at the store, at least in my opinion, because it's mine.
Yeah. I mean, these are the things that, when Chris moves up here, what I'm doing in the garden area I have is going to quadruple in size.
Well, yeah, you should have done that already, but you're working the land. You're working on the land to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like now here she's trying to come in. I'm not getting a picture yet.
Well, it's her because you didn't put the link out there. I mean,
I know it's her. There she is. Yeah. So,
my internet is really bad, obviously.
Yeah. That's one of the things that I'm looking forward to when Chris comes up here permanently is, we're going to expand the garden. We're going to get livestock or buy them because there's a guy in town here that raises sheep. You can buy
a share. Yeah.
Buy a share of one or whatever from him, or buy one you get butchered. April on the other side of town here raises cattle.
Right.
And my daughter's bought from her before.
Those base ingredients are walking in the field, so you don't have to worry about storing them on a shelf.
Yeah. Well, once they've been harvested, then they all go in the freezer, and then we got to take them from the freezer into the jars, so we're not spending a ton of money on the electricity for the freezer, and the power goes out. We don't in the summertime, then it's a problem. Power goes out in the wintertime, it's not a problem. It's out in the shop where it's minus 10 degrees anyways.
Yeah.
But
so even like if you grow fruit trees, you make or whatever, you just buy apples, make applesauce. We eat applesauce, not a lot, but I'll use that in lieu of oil or whatever in a cake mix. And yeah, so applesauce is a base ingredient too, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Pear sauce, applesauce, baby sauce, any of that.
And yeah, it's and it's some of the bases you can eat plain. I've heard people talking about using Tammy. I don't know if you've seen some of those little threads on your Facebook page where they're talking about gravies as I'm going to use gravy in this. I use white gravy in that. I use brown gravy in this, and it's like, whoa, I never thought about that before. And so they're talking about using gravy as a base for a meal.
Yeah, well, you're not gonna can the gravy, the thickened gravy. You can if you want to go down that road. Just can the broth. You got beef broth, chicken broth, pork broth. I've canned pork broth. I mean, why not? Boil the bones up, make pork broth. Just label it as such. That goes in. That makes great pork gravy for when you're having pork chops and pork roast and that. Go ahead, Tammy. Sorry.
Kelly's got a question here for you.
Yeah, so the can of tomato soup you buy at the store doesn't have dairy in it. It says add milk. That's what you do.
Yeah. You just add the milk when you open it.
Yeah.
Or heavy cream or half and half or whatever you like. Yeah.
Even Bo has a really good recipe for tomatoes.
Cool.
It tastes a lot like the store brand.
But it probably doesn't have all the crap in it either.
No, it has tomatoes and spices. That's it. Not tomatoes and 14 things you can't pronounce and spend hours looking it up on the internet because it's one thing, but you have to look up the individual parts of that one, which mean 10 other things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And where it came from and what it's made from.
Yeah. Because the tomato soup, we never put milk in a tomato soup ever growing up.
Oh, I did. That's all we ever did. Cream of tomato soup. Yeah.
No, we put the little oyster crackers in it. That was it.
No, and water. Yeah. Well, it's condensed, so you had to add a can of water to it.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, but
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and that's the other thing we need.
Go ahead, Tammy.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going in another direction. Another base I do is I can my meatballs and I put them in tomato paste and my spaghetti sauce. Then I can open them up and make a meatball sandwich. I can open them up and have them on top of spaghetti. I can add them to a casserole and they're already flavored. So I do that a lot. Or I make them in gravy and broth, and then I can make gravy. And then I have, a more flexible meal.
Yeah, the tomato sauce. I'm just trying to remember how many different things. My grandmother used to open up a can of tomato juice. Tomato soup, and just add it to different things because it was back then it was 15 cents a can.
Yeah, but tomato soup for me, my mom never did that because tomato soup, if you add it to something, it tastes like you dumped a can of Campbell's in there. And we didn't like that. I mean, she made mostly her own sauce. Yeah, back in the day, it was ragu, and which we kind of got used to. Throw the meat and the onions in a pan, dump in a jar of ragu. Hey, spaghetti's cooking. Here's your dinner. Yeah. So now it's my own sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is. I'm just when I thought about this at first, I was thinking, and the more I thought about it, just there's more, and there are so many things that you can and set up as a base, and then there are other things that we got to go to this guy over here in his freeze dryer.
That's a different base. I have lots of bases, but
that's the powder stuff, and my wife loves taking. She loves doing the. She'll use the French onion powder soup mix in the meatloaf rather than a can of the French onion soup.
Right. Well, that's because there's too much liquid in there. You want the dry. So I have freeze dried one of my French onion soups just for the heck of it, and I actually have to send it to my now my niece's new husband, as of next Saturday, he's a bartender, and he's a bartender in a high-end bar, and they're always looking for. He does all kinds of neat things, and I talked to him on the phone. I was like, "So what if I did like a cheesesteak and freeze dried it and powderized it, and you put that in with tomato juice and vodka and have a cheesesteak Bloody Mary?" He's like, "Holy hell, we've got to talk."
Oh, yeah, I can see you suddenly being capped to make a bunch for him. So
No, I'll be sending well, he was in Colorado, so that's going to be expensive shipping to ship out jars. I could put it in bags, but once you open a bag, you got a certain amount of time to use it, or it clumps up because the humidity in the air just attacks it.
Yeah,
And turns it into a clean and goes bad. No, Tammy's looking for a new spot with better internet.
Yes, I am. So,
yeah. So that's There's just so when you get into talking about bases, like we've talked a little bit about soups before, where we wound up getting all these different things you can use them for, and that's there are so many amazing things that you can make these things in bulk that you can then use to shorten your cook times and your meal prep times for other things. And that's what
throw it all together.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take this jar this time. I'll take that jar and this jar. Plump, turn the fire on it, and a couple minutes, and it comes to simmer, and you're done.
Yep.
There's it's just amazing, the things you can do with food if you think outside the store. I'm sorry, I was trying not to get too conspiracy theory there, but
stay away from the boxes. If you can't pronounce it, you don't want to eat it.
Yeah, there's I'm just trying to think. At scout camp, we would get big bags, like a 1 pound or a 2 pound bag of dry gravy mix, and so we started because we're making it for 150 scouts, and so we making it up there, and it's like unfortunately I started going online to look at some of these. All the ones I found, it's like good. I'm going down this ingredients. Good. Hell no. No. Okay. Nope. This one's gone. Look at it. Nope. That one's gone. And it's like, trying to find, it's going to have to be, we're going to have to make the gravy and get a freeze dryer and freeze dry it and then reconstitute it.
Yeah.
And see how that works.
That's an expensive venture right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, you have it. Okay. It's already paid for. It's the pouches. It's the time. It's how many things you can put in there at once. I mean, I could put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quarts of broth in the freeze dryer. That's the maximum capacity for the drum, because the ice starts to build up so bad. And but your 6 quarts turns in, it's 6 quarts of beef broth. It'll take about 42 hours running it to get it down to a powder, and you're going to lose some because you're never going to get it all out of the tray. And get it into a jar, and then put a bunch of oxygen absorber, like extra ones. So every time you open a jar and take some out, you got to clean the rim off real good and put the ring back on really tight. And the extra oxygen absorbers in there. Well, you're good for 2 or 3 openings on a pint jar of like a powdered beef broth, because once you freeze dry it, I mean, you're literally taking all the water out of it. When you open it to the environment, I don't care if your humidity's 10%, it'll find that 10%. And it'll start to absorb it instantly. I mean, it's hungry for water. And so you just got to be careful with that. Once you open something, you either got to eat it all, use it all, or make sure you use it within a very short period of time after opening it. So,
But yeah, that's the. I mean, I know. Once she's up here, we'll be experimenting and trying different things to see what works best, so we can prep stuff quickly and easily, so that when the grandkids come over, what do you want for dinner? You want this? No, this. No. Okay, here we go. Here we got it for you, and boom. Yeah, some of the grandkids are picky. Other times it's like, what do you got? Oh, what do you open the cupboard? I'll take that. I mean, it's just quick. They know what they want. But yeah, there's a lot of things out there that we are going to have to start canning bases, because it's too friggin' expensive to buy it in the store.
and you don't know what you're getting all the time, and the packages and all that stuff too. So,
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, the Prepper 101 is in. And of course, it's
Tammy Raccoon.
yeah.
Hello, Raccoon. Hello. I got to get one of those little sound boxes that makes little raccoon squeaking sounds or something. I don't know.
Now, a different type of base here, totally outside of canning. We're stepping out into another box here, folks.
We get it. Go ahead.
We kind of touched on a little bit, talking about what was in the stores, but I'm going to hit specifically a homemade Bisquick.
Yes.
I mean, from that you make waffles, pancakes, biscuits. And, there's a bunch of stuff you can make from something like that.
And it's super easy to make. It's super easy to make it and have on hand. You can keep that baking. I call it baking mix. And you can keep that baking mix for 6-8 months.
Yeah, you put it in a jar, and your baking powder and that. Their moisture is still going to get to the baking powder or baking soda over time. But it's still there, and you can do that and have just a bunch. If you get flour on sale or whatever, just make a whole bunch of pint jars, quart jars. Know how much you need to make whatever. And like if it's a pint jar, don't quote me. If you're making pancakes, okay, add 1 egg and half a cup of milk and a quarter cup of water and whatever, and that's it. Yeah. And mix it up, and
teaspoon of vanilla.
A teaspoon of vanilla after the fact. Yeah. But I remember there was I forget which, it was one of the, it might have been Bisquick. It was one of the pancake mix companies. They made the shake stuff. We used to bring that camping. You fill it up to the top, or you fill it up to a certain line with water, shake it up, and you just got to shake it real well, and you just make pancakes out of it. Yeah. It was great for camping. That's exactly what Tammy's talking about.
Yeah, because that's one of the things, when we when we as a family make pancakes or waffles, it's usually like 4 cups of the Bisquick mix into the bowl, and so we were to make a bunch of it up. Trying to think, 4 cups is what, a quart?
Well, yeah, if you go by volume, yes.
Volume. Yeah, so basically it'd be a quart jar for each time we do pancakes.
If you're going to buy Bisquick and put it in a jar, yeah. Or make your own and put it in a jar, yeah.
Yeah, if we make our own, and all of a sudden we just vacuum seal a bunch of jars with oxygen absorbers and moisture absorbers in there.
Yeah.
And just
you get some extra shelf life. You're not going to store it for 10 years, but
no, I mean it probably will last maybe 6 months or a year.
Yeah, and and a whole bunch of mixes like that. Those mixes, if you make the ready to make mix like Bisquick, I mean, you don't add as much moisture to it, which my mom would do, and you add some butter and stuff to it, like not melted, and you can make biscuits out of it. So there's your biscuits and gravy.
Yep. And so Sandy came in on your side there, Tammy.
I have a certain brand of pancake mix. Absolutely love it. I will buy it. It used to be I would buy the 15-pound bag, but now they only sell it in a 10-pound bag. And I will buy the 10-pound bag. I'll pour it in my quart, measure it in the jars, and vacuum seal them. And that just helps to keep it fresh until I'm ready to use it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Buying in bulk saves money. and it's back to that grocery store shelf as a grocery store because each of the lower jars is a box.
Yep. We
We-
can tell the internet was
Good.
going bad that time.
Kind of saw that coming with the Roboto going on there.
Yeah.
I thought she
But-
was breakdancing for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, but like Sandy said, Biscuit, on the Biscuit box, it has their things for making dumplings.
Yeah.
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 And of
Make,
course,
make,
she says add an egg to it and stuff, but there's
yeah, add an egg and a little extra mix, and you can roll it out like dough, and you
Yeah.
can make your little square dumplings for like slippery pot pie or whatever. You just got to quick boil them so they cook, and then take them out, let them cool, let them firm up a little bit, and you throw them right into your soups and stuff. They're like noodles, but they're not, so they're doughy noodles.
Yeah. That's one of the things that I know I'm gonna have to when she moves up here, when the staff sergeant's here, we're gonna do a private private meeting stream and about your chamber sealer.
That's fine, whatever. Let me know.
Because she's an accountant, so she counts the pennies, and that's a big drop.
It's a big
there.
drop, but when you're freezing stuff and throw it in the freezer, and 3 years later it's still good because no air ever got to it, and your freezer's at 10 below, yeah, you're good. I mean, and you're not throwing food out, so you buy a bunch of different meats. I buy deli meats. Actually, I just bought 2 Genio turkey breasts at the Mennonite store, and they're frozen, and I brought them home. They were cheap. And I'll either run them on a slicer and freeze them as slices for her salads or chunk them up. And whatever she doesn't want, I'll probably do it in small chunks for salads and that, and just throw in a freeze dryer and throw them in little 4-ounce pack bags for her. So she could take it out, add a little bit of cold water to it, let it sit overnight, and she's got fresh, whatever, cooked turkey breast ready to dump on her salad for a high protein salad.
Excellent. But yeah, same thing with the cake mixes. Even though the cake mixes are in that bag, which is supposed to be airtight,
Yeah, they're not.
it's not.
You wonder how bugs
No.
get in there.
And that's
Yeah,
that's one reason why they have it, because they know moisture is going to get into it, and because the processing, because you got all this powder going in there, and it gets in the seam, so it doesn't seal totally airtight.
Right.
And that's why they put such a lower best used by date on it. If it was
Yeah, well, you get a tiny bit of humidity or moisture in there. That's when your baking powder activates and just dies.
yeah,
That's why you do an old box of cake mix. You put it in there. It tastes okay, but it doesn't rise. So you made instead of chocolate cake, you just made like dense chocolate brownies. but they don't taste good. Oh, she's gone again.
yeah. So I mean that because that's one of the things I know because we now have 3 food savers. I have one here. She has one in California, and she bought one for our daughter. So there's 3.
There you
That's 3 we'll have to use. But
They don't last as long. The difference between that and the chamber sealer is night and day.
yeah, and I realize that now. Here, seeing other people talk about it and stuff. And so
I mean, I freeze. I literally put soup in a bag. I'll measure out, 2 cups of soup or a cup, whatever size she wants. I got different bags. And now, don't get me wrong. Those bags cost money. They're like a penny or 2 pennies a piece, depending. But I buy them by the 1,000. And but I could put soup in there. You take the little spacer tray out so the soup sits low. You put the edge of the bag on the sealer bar, shut the lid, and you let it go too long in there. The soup will actually boil, meaning there's less air pressure. Like water boils at 180 up in Colorado and 212 at the ocean, and it'll start to boil. Once it starts to boil, it'll foam, and I don't want the foam. That'll start to creep up towards the seal. As soon as it gets there, hit the stop button, lock it down. And it's got all the air out of it, and I freeze them dead flat, so they're like shingles, and I can stack them up in the freezer.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I want to do once she gets here is to make things like that.
Yeah.
With so we don't have we'll can a bunch of it, and but I want to freeze a bunch of it too, because if it's in the freezer and an earthquake hit, those aren't going to break. stuff on the shelf. If it's a bad earthquake, those can start bouncing around and breaking. Power
Right.
goes out. The freezer's at risk, but stuff on the shelf's not at risk during the
Right.
power
Well,
outage.
if there's an earthquake, you might lose power too. So you're going to be eating stuff out of the freezer first, pretty much,
But-
no matter what.
Yeah, but I have the power solar power station. So
Right. Oh yeah. We're not going down the power thing, but yeah, you know what I mean.
but yeah, there's,
Earthquake,
you
you
know,
lose power. You're in both directions. Yeah.
yeah, hey, I want
That's
to
off topic.
diversify our food storage.
Yeah. There you go. That's why I
Yeah,
got
like-
freeze dryer, canning, freezer, dehydrator. I
Mhm.
pretty much anything and everything. My slicer, my grinder.
All right, your chamber sealer herbs.
Yeah. What
Do you
about
put
it?
herbs in it or not?
You can't herbs. You mean like the stuff you buy at the store?
Like basil and thyme.
Dry-
so you
Dry or fresh?
dried.
Sure,
or
you
fresh,
can. But
or fresh.
well, fresh, I'll freeze dry it and then do it. I did that with lemon balm.
Okay.
I freeze dried a ton of it and threw it in a half-gallon jar, packed it in there pretty good, so I got lemon balm tea ready to go. I had to put one oxygen absorber is enough to take the oxygen out of a half-gallon jar. I put 6 of them in there,
Yeah.
so that way when I open it, I could take some out and close it back up, and it'll pull the oxygen back out over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't, I'll just open it back up, drop another O2 absorber in there to pull it out. But the humidity will get to it after a while. I only had a half-gallon jar. And I'm like, that I'm just going to put it all in here. I could always rebag it into smaller bags for tea and stuff like that.
Okay.
But herbs, sure, you can chamber seal whatever you want. I mean, I chamber seal. I buy coffee beans on sale when they're like wicked sale. And I got 21 pound or half-pound bags of Starbucks, one of their things that went on sale, and they're in half-pound packs. And it's perfect because I open one pack out. I run it through my grinder, my coffee grinder, and it fills up a quart jar right to the top. And
Cool.
so I do that once a week, and and I got enough coffee down there to last me a long time.
Okay, so everyone in the side chat, I hope you got some good ideas from tonight and got inspiration to try something, that you've never tried before. So I'm looking at time here. So coming up here. All right. I'll do the morning stuff after I do the nighttime stuff. Tomorrow night on Gray Man Prepping is physical training. Do what you can. And I'm not talking about people like me, almost 70, not going out to the gym and trying to become Mr. Universe or whatever. I'm just talking about staying in shape where you can bend over and tie your shoe easily and stuff like that, and be able to work in the garden without in the spring and not go, oh, how did I get so weak since last fall? So that's the type we're talking about is physical training, do what you can to stay fit. The midnight ride on Gray Man Prepping it's a different time this week because there's a
Basalt City Council meeting.
the Basalt City Council meeting.
You're welcome.
I was thinking about doing something here, and that's what threw me off. So I'm going to do it here. Pull this over so I can show you how bad it's going to be here. Okay, so get back over here. So let me show this here. Boom. This is the city. It's now open to the public. It's now a public group, so anybody can come in there and look at it. But yeah, there we go. She put the people with pitchforks and torches on the for the meeting. So yeah, you can. It's going to run long because it's a 40% increase is what we're starting at. We're starting at the highest point, and we're going to try to convince them not to cut the 40% down. Well, first thing we do is, okay, we'll cut down the sewer down because it's in better condition. We'll cut it down to 20% increase. But, we're going to go through that. But, yeah, that's going to it may take 2 hours. I may be, late on it. But, yeah, I got it scheduled for 10:30 Eastern instead of 10 o'clock, but I may not be there till 10:45. So just
Or
a warning
11.
11. So just a warning on that for Thursday. Friday, back here Friday the 13th. There's something unexpected. And so we're going to, it's going to be, it'll be interesting. I guarantee you it will be interesting and it will go in a direction you're not thinking of. Saturday, there's Shadow Scout during the daytime. Not sure which topic he's going to use. For that, we'll find out by Friday what this topic is. And then Saturday night is can you survive? Not after the event. This is can you survive forgetting Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I can.
So can I. She hates it.
So's my wife.
She goes, you want to bring me some candy and stuff? It better be good candy. You want to bring me chocolates? It better be Ghirardelli.
Yeah, not some heart-shaped box with some crappy chocolate in there. Yeah,
That's mostly wax.
and you don't want to read the ingredients. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said. All right, so Monday, next Monday, canning cheese, which
That'll work.
includes Tammy's favorite of getting the number 10 can of nacho cheese and recanning it into the small jars.
I do that.
Yeah.
Throw in some spicy Rotel and make your queso sauce and can that up. I do that. I did that a lot for the girls.
This week I'm canning Alfredo sauce. That is my canned cheese / dairy for the week. So sometime this week I will be canning Alfredo sauce and posting
Without
a
the
video
cream. Without the cream or with the cream?
with the cream.
Okay, that'll be fun.
Water bath.
Yes.
Water bath then.
It's a 30-minute water bath or a 15-minute pressure if it's quarts, 10 if it's pints. So I'm actually I've never done it before, so I'm actually gonna do it both ways to see which I like better.
Okay, there. You keep an eye out for the video coming out later this week from Tammy on that. Cool.
Well, I don't know if the video will be out this week. The video might be out next week because I've got to do the canning this week.
Yeah, she's putting out some interesting videos over there. So if you're not subscribed to Rebel Canners, go do it. All right, and so now the morning one. So the editing the novels tomorrow is at 11 o'clock a.m. Wednesday, I'm pushing it back to 1 o'clock because I have to go into Idaho Falls to the bank. Bank doesn't open up until 11 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock our time here. So, yeah, I can't be live at the bank at the same time. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be Thursday and Friday, it's going to be at its normal time of 11 o'clock. Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be at 10 o'clock because I got to have time between my live and other lives on Sunday. So, yeah, just keep it. I'm putting them out there a week ahead. I've already got. Hang on. Close that. I think I got Fridays out already on my schedule, so you can just check go to Grayman Prepping and click on live streams. You can see all the ones lined up there. They're future videos. So yeah, that's what's coming up for my stuff then. All right, and you're gonna get something new from Brian there, Mark.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I have a mute button on my headphones. I push that instead of clicking the microphone.
And
I was talking to myself. I do that to customers sometimes. I start talking to hello. I'm like, bloop. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. My mic was on mute. Anyway, yes, I do have a bunch already ready to go.
Cool.
I send him an idea and a little, because it's a 9-second video.
Yeah.
So I give him a short liner of what to say and whatever to show in the background. And yeah, the next 2, maybe 3, yeah, they're funny. I just look at them and watch. My wife even watched what she's like, okay,
all I
that's
can
funny.
say is when he hit that first aid bag and what came flying out of exploding out of that
Yes.
first aid bag was man,
It was supposed to be Band-Aids. And then if you watch it and look carefully, it was supposed to be a giant box of Band-Aids with a pair of scissors and cheap scissors and a book. I'm still looking for the book. It's in there somewhere because he did put it in there. But the pair of scissors is on his chest.
yeah, aimed at his neck like this.
Yeah, it's like, okay. It took like 8 times watch. I'm like, holy crap, there are scissors there. So, yeah, it looks like feminine hygiene products flying all over the place. He doesn't say a word. It just explodes. And the look
so
on his face is
that's
priceless.
That's on Mark's Prepper's Satire channel.
Yeah.
The Sofa Survivalist.
Yeah, it's the fat cartoon-looking dude, AI dude.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them out there. I'd made mine. Now there's like 3 or 4 more popped up.
Yeah. All righty, folks, we're going to get out of here now. Tammy needs to go to bed. She's got to work in the morning. And so, everyone, if you have a suggestion of topics for the show, you can email me or Tammy. That's my address. You can email it to. It's at the bottom of the description of all my videos, and I'll add ideas for Monday night to the calendar here. All right, everyone, take care, and we will see. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow night over on Gray Man Prepping. Take care.
Probably. Have a good night. Night, Tammy.